Welcome to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible. We'll talk about anything and everything. And tonight, we'll finally dive a little bit into the conspiracy side of things. Uh, we've talked about haunted places, hotels, just my point of view on things. Well, I really haven't got to hit the conspiracy side of things. Um, though I say it in the intro and stuff, talking about we'll talk about conspiracies. So here we are. We're talking about conspiracies, and oh goodness gracious, excuse me. And and I want to talk about the Illuminati card game. Uh, the original game come out was developed. I know I'm gonna be looking at older places because squirrel. You hear me say it on the non-recordings, not video, non-video, just the audio. Yeah, my brain gets squirrel every once in a while, but we it was started originally with Steve Jackson games, 1982, if I remember right. The NWO was 94, 95. It came out with a set at 412. I'm trying to record Miss Shadow. And yes, how you doing? Are you going to be part of the podcast today? Okay. All right. So Shadow's part of the podcast. Don't step on the keyboard though. Watch out. I'm gonna leave this in. I'm not even gonna get it out. Um. So we after that little distraction, we uh it's got some interesting cards. There's some are kind of general, like whatever, but there's some cards. We're going to show them tonight, and we're going to look through some of the 412. We won't go over every card. Um, I don't think that would be very. Uh, I mean, and if y'all want to see, every card, I mean, we can look it up, of course. But if you want to after listening to this and seeing this, if you want me to go through every card and see my take on each card, I'll do it. It'd probably take like 2 hours to do it, I guess. 412 cards, but uh, I'll do it. If that's what the people want, by golly, we'll give them what the people want. So let me share my little screen here. As always, I got my multiple screens going, and and I already got the first card pulled up that I was going to talk about. There it goes. Very nice. Look what it shows. The Twin Towers. This is just recently, 9/11 was anniversary. 9/11 wasn't that long ago. The Twin Towers card was there in 95, 495. Um, Gets me is on the picture. You got, you can see my little cursor if you're watching the video. I, I looked at it and kind of joked. I was, well, here's building 7 here. You can get the little Illuminati uh, pyramid there, I guess. Um, in the background, there's building 6 in the background. There's uh, which I like to talk about that coming soon. But I digress. But it's showing Twin Towers being exploded. 6, 7 years before it happened. That should be, you think about it. He was developing the game, so it came out in 94, 95. You know, how long was it when he was messing with these and all the drawing and the art and everything? And what in the blue hell, Shadow? All right. Um, all I'm gonna do is laugh, and that it actually came out. Um, like I said, there's 412 cards. You got the censorship, which lots of censorship's been trying to go on and has been going on. If you don't agree with somebody's opinion or something like that, and they'll turn around. I'm gonna have to put this out like this. I swear, it's just I think I don't know what to think. Stop moving it. Stop moving my camera. Um, I'm sorry, folks. This little uh, my brains are already squirrel, and then she's doing this to me. You got well, I got my right shirt on today. I got my shit show supervisor. It looks like it's going to be a shit show just even on this crap. Um, yeah, you get blacklisted or labeled something that you truly ain't. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Um, that's going on right now with the censorship. Let's scroll to the top. There's all kinds of unique cars. We have our anarchists. You have some of them running around, of course. We always want to have them. Nothing special there. As we go down through the cars, there's so many uh, computer security, and you can even look at the AI right now. Even our Snapchat's got an AI where you can talk to AI. There's, I was looking on Zoom, and there's a AI for with your Zoom if you spend, get the monthly payments or whatever membership, or even a yearly. My number one sponsor right here. If Dr. Pepper would like to sponsor my podcast, my gym, my podcast, whatever, my welding business. Of course, this is back in the early '90s. That was the beginning. Like there was lots of the hackers and stuff like that. And one of the greatest computer movies ever come out as hackers. I love that movie. It's so funny and it makes me laugh because of the technology they talk about. And it's like this 28K modem is so powerful. I do what? 64K colors. What? And got the Pope back in the city. Um, if I remember correctly, there's a two popes card in this group. We're going to roll through here and we're going to find it. If I'm right, there's a two pope. Which a couple of years ago, if you remember, we had two popes. We actually had one. They actually elected a new pope, even though the old one didn't die. And one of them made conspiracy theorists really go, why was that? There's lots of things of what they thought it could be. Um, Suicide Squad. Got the movie came out. Like I said, there's all kinds of cool cars, and like I said, there's certain ones. Uh, you got the network, which we have, you know, worldwide internet, worldwide. We got satellite internet now, so we have the world network now. Uh, well, there was another one. I had it. I seen it, and I was. Be honest, I've actually practiced on this one here. I've tried the different ways of doing the video and stuff. I tried with Zoom and recording the video, and I didn't. Oh yeah, energy crisis. How many times we've had that recently? Oil, gas prices shooting the barrel oil over $100 a gallon a barrel. Um, yeah, yeah. You got it right now with electrical grid where they're browning. They got brownouts in California and stuff to keep from the grid from exploding. Um, it's like, hmm, what else we got here? I was just looking at it. We'll keep scrolling through here. We'll find some cools. The network. I swear it's saying mood. Um, Another computer one. Computer viruses. I have that problem quite a bit now. But that's, as an average card, nothing. But then you get cards like this one here, weather manipulation. And yeah, a lot of people believe some of these powerful hurricanes and stuff like that. There's a reason. There's like the more this year than we've had ever. Uh, um, just one after another, and it's not even busy season yet on it. Um, but I mean, who was talking about weather manipulation? I can't even say the word half the damn time. Um, Back then, I'm sure there was some. Um, Here's another one. Pentagon exploded, which I actually seen some footage of the Pentagon actually showed around while doing the cleanup and stuff. Still, no plane wreckage whatsoever. Uh, yeah, we'll talk about that another day. we, I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole of you know what, trying to focus. Of course, old Hillary. Yeah, try to control. Hmm. I seen somebody else do this, and it was interesting, but it's kind of the frog of God. I don't know on that one there. We don't. I haven't seen the frog of God yet. We haven't got to that point yet, but we have got right here. There are talks right now in Congress of with the UFOs and all that. It's you know you can use up to three different goals cards in play. Power is 6 out of 6 twice. It's a powerful card. You know, shows instability in our minds, thinking, hey, is it really UFOs out there? I mean, uh, things that make you go, hmm. Actually, this whole deck of cards, as you're looking with me, as we scroll through, you know, uh, I don't know what Finland got to do with anything, but there is a Brazil. I know there was a Brazil card. And what we just lived through quarantine with the needles and all that. What's that on the ground? Hmm. Uh, moon base. Yep, moon base. Well, we got our space force, and some say they've seen some stuff on the moon. There's some footage coming out, make you go, what is this man here doing? Oh, talking about morality, going to losing morality. What I see is this card here talking. We've seen that, with everybody, with all kinds of stuff going on, too. No one cares. They truly don't. There's so many that just don't. March on Washington. 95. Well, we just had one. Oh, we've had several, I seen one from, what was it, from World War II? Yeah, from World War II, and all the soldiers was trying to march, and because they were promised a little bonus, and and the government wouldn't pay, and they were sitting there sleeping and living right there in Washington and stuff, and soldiers went in there and butchered and destroyed all their tents and the homes, and um, the soldiers that just went to war and came back, and uh, they come back to get butchered by their own soldiers. Sad situation. Sad thought on our history, but nobody talks about that. Nobody. That didn't happen. Um, Sad, but it did. You can look it up. I said, I think after World War II, if I remember correctly. It could have been World War One, but you got crop circles. We've had, of course, back then there was a lot of crop circles there too. Um, no doubt some of them are fake. There's, they prove that, but there's some that pretty intricate. Like the one where they sent the image with SETI with where we're at and all that, and it's like what kind of satellite was used and all, and then there's a crop circle where somebody else was like somebody else was trying to communicate with us and saying, hey, this is where we are, and our satellite, what we're using to communicate, everything, and they actually did a crop circle with it. And somebody did that fake. It'd be, I don't know, interesting. What is this one? Market manipulation. Well, you've had lots of that, no doubt. And some of even Congress is getting caught on some of that, where all of a sudden before something big happened, their husband or wife is selling, and son. It's you know, there's a reason people get into a position that only pays $150,000 a year, and but when they get out, they're richer than they ever were going in. What in the world? You got Hitler's brain. Guess they found that in South America. How about this one here? World War III. They keep on pushing for it. That's going to be scary if that card comes true. Um, Looking this way, 20 minutes. I'm trying to see how long we've been doing this. I know I want to make it super long because some don't. There's only so much you can take of me talking and you looking at me scrolling through this card right here and seeing cards. Um, what is that one? Payoffs. That happens. You got Fidel. Uh, a nuclear accident. There's been one of them in the world. Oh, look at that. Prince Charles. Ain't Prince no more. Flying saucers, more UFO stuff of course, that time, just like now. But like I said, right now, it makes you go, because of all the stuff going on and all the extra stuff with this game. I hear flat earthers. I don't know anyone who was talking about flat earth back in 94, 95. I mean, um, they, nobody I know for sure. Um, but they had a card for it. Early warning. What is this? A hand of madness. I can see that for sure. I mean, that's um, look at what it says on here: destroy peaceful, destroy peaceful. You got to have chaos. You got to have division between people for certain to keep control for sure. And they use a charismatic leader to do it. Let's see. Stonehenge. I said some are just kind of, yeah, Bermuda Triangle. I wish some of these pictures, bigger businesses, and you look at that card, going back to it, all these companies merged into one, uh, all our media is owned by like three different companies. A lot of people don't know that. You see the companies, but there be three big companies, and then you open up the branches of what all the other ones are on all forms of media. That's just common. You can look it up with ease. That's not a conspiracy or nothing. That's just pure fact. Of course, the Bavarian, the Grove is still powerful. Well, the Bohemian, that's Bavarian Illuminati, but Bohemian Grove and all the people that go over there, which you know, like him or hate him, Alex Jones did knock a hole in that little thing, and actually truly showed that people are doing that. Of powerful people are going hanging out. And it's okay for people to hang out and their friends and understand that it has same common goals, so they want to hang out, but uh, you know, crucifying things to uh, effigy of an owl, Morlock or whatever in the world. Well, that's kind of weird. For who's supposed to be above us and in control? What's this one here? Federal Reserve. Who hasn't had any gold in Federal Reserve since 36? I think they said. It's all controlled by oil. The price of dollar is controlled by oil. I got to the bottom. Uh, Petrodollar. If you don't know about petrodollar, look up petrodollar, and you would understand military industrial complex. We know what that is. Um, you know, Dick Cheney, Vice President of the United States, and we went to war, and his company's got the contracts. Imagine that. Scroll back through and see. What is that? Easy Cash, Bank of England. I guess I didn't see it. I thought there was one. I might have been wrong about the Brazil cable TV. It says 500 channels and nothing on. But, you know, distraction. We got more channels than that now. And plus, we got apps and um, everything's a distraction. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes it's good. You don't want to be, especially like in this world, you don't want to be like just sitting here thinking about all that kind of stuff all the time. Like, and there's no way. If you do that, you go crazy. I mean, you do need distractions. That's why they have fights and they have football and basketball and sports and game shows and all that kind of stuff. It's just distraction. Romans used it. You know, use distractions to even when their country and world was falling apart, they still kept on throwing tremendous uh, events just to for the distracted people that for they wouldn't notice that hey, it's getting terrible here, but yeah, old slick Bill, look at that, one of them things. Uh, you know, sometimes liberals, sometimes government, but like, why did they draw them like they did? Like this one here, he's got a collar and a leash on. What are they trying to say? He a puppet? Bimbo 11. What is this one? Reforms. We've had lots of that, just trying to change how things are. Uh, just say no to all of that insanity. What's this one? Monopoly. You see it more and more. I was just talking about like the media and more and more companies are merging together. You got, and so pretty soon it's just going to be, you know, just a handful. And once there's no competition, yeah, they can do what they want to do. They can charge what they want to. They've been a couple of mergers stopped because it sure enough would change everything. Would make it no competition. Yeah, like I said, there's interference. You know, I thought about trying to buy like find a set, whatever, but they're pricey for a novelty. They truly are. Meteor sends back to the Stone Age. I know I'm going quick, but I know I'm getting, this is getting creeping up on the longest podcast I've done so far. So far, I, I got a couple in the works that it's probably gonna crack that number there for sure. But um, we'll click on a couple more. Read my lips. My generation, they know who that. No new taxes. Um, let's say it's just one of them things. Pretty amazing that this can come out. Um, come out so many years ago, and still a lot of the things that they're talking about, and it's kind of relevant. I hope so. I had a few of those. Uh, what is this one? Anti-nuclear activists. They get the double heads. A couple more. A little hat trick. Yeah. A little distraction. A little switcheroo. A little razzle dazzle, as they say. All right, two more. The L4 Society. And yeah, we'll look at that one there. Bye. Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, how many times kids went to the store and like, I want that cereal, I want that. And they got all the characters. That's why you go to the store now and all like the better for you cereals and that are stuff that kids don't really want is up on the top shelf. If you go in there and look, all that stuff's on the top shelf, maybe some bottom shelf, but the ones that the kids who go, "Hey, mom, buy me this," is right there where they can see it. A lot of some of the really, really good food, if you had to look for, it's on the top shelf or the bottom shelf, and lots of good stuff on the top shelf. But but it's not that many people buy it, and there's multiple reasons. One, because nobody can see it because it's on the damn top shelf. Even if you're 6 foot tall, which I'm not. But if you're 6 foot tall, you're still not sitting there unless you're looking up. If you're looking eye level, you're sitting there the second to the top shelf, maybe right there. Uh, and there's a reason for it. I worked in the grocery business, and that's what I was taught. You put your slower sellers on top, the stuff that pop and everybody's talking about. You put that in the middle, and you can put kind of bigger and slower stuff on the bottom. Um, yeah, one more. I keep saying, one more, one more. I wanted to see, you old Jimmy Hoffa. He's in some. Uh, he's in about 15 feet of concrete, I'm sure. Air magic, controlling the wind and controlling the storms again. Hmm. All right, last one. OPEC. Talk about oil. And real quick, just fun fact. I'm gonna, I'm talking about oil and all that kind of stuff, and I was talking about the dollar earlier. Fun fact, you can look this up. Like what I said, the Federal Reserve is its own entity. It's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. Facts. You can look it up. Facts. Federal Reserve is not a federal organization. Number two, it's not gold back. It's um, oil because countries have to buy goods from us to get dollars so they can buy oil. So if they want to buy oil for their country, they have to actually, that's the global economy. So they had to buy stuff from us to get dollars. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm brain is. They have to sell us stuff. There we go. My brain is squirreled. Um, they have to sell us stuff so they can receive dollars, and then they can turn around and buy oil. Because the only way you can buy oil is through the dollar. And then if you watch inflation, you'll see the dollar value go up and down, and what cost of a gallon of milk or loaf of bread is affects also what the price of oil. Now there are some that are trying to go away from it. There's been some that tried before, and they had regime over changes and war, and somebody came in, kicked in their front door, and gave them a little liberty, and uh, but that's one reason we're kind of mad at Russia right now because they want to go. Russia and China, Iran, a few others are still trying to go away from the dollar. If they ever do go away from the dollar, then the dollar won't be worth what it's printed on. And then what's going to happen? I know it's scary to think about. Which all that could happen you know, in my lifetime for sure. Um, you know, I plan on being here a long time, so you know, 30, 40 years, a lot of change has happened. The last 40 years of change from to now. If you just go back 40 years, just say 40, at 83, we had oil price troubles. The cars had like 30 horsepower. Performance cars had like 150 horsepower. I mean, you're talking vets and all that. I mean, even that. V8 cars with 100 something horsepower. Now we got turbo four cylinders, 300 plus um, V8s, supercharged V8s, 900 horsepower from the factory. I mean, it's just and crazy on the car side. And then you got technology. You know, there's still computers are still pretty damn big, or one very powerful. And the ones the home computers they started. Apple and some of the home gaming systems. You look at that back in the day. Like in television, Atari. Compared to today is just night and day. And he grew up, to the Commodores and stuff like that, uh, and then you go early '90s Pentium ones and stuff. My phone will wipe. My phone is more powerful than the computers that took people to the moon. You know, 10 times more powerful, more storage space, more RAM, more processing power, everything. It's just amazing. Um, Come a long way in the last 40 years, and uh, one side's kind of scary, but in another way, it's kind of exciting. Like, what, how far are we going to go in the next 40 years? Like, um, if we do good, it could be amazing, or we could truly destroy our world if we allow it. But um, hoping this turns out really well. Hope y'all like it. I'm over here looking to the left, not supposed to be looking to the right. Um, I'm still learning. I'm still processing. I'm still trying to do better and do bigger. And so I appreciate you listening or watching. And I put out uh, a recent one that's talking about music. It was just audio. I didn't do a video. That one's just me talking about music. If you look back, I got some on different hotels and stuff like that. There's the oldest hotel. I talked about it, and it's my point of view. And so I'm trying to branch out. I got reached out to a good friend of mine. He gonna come on the show maybe this weekend. We might make it happen. Might make magic happen with. And he's a cool person, unique, and been my friend 20 plus years. So um, even before I even knew who he was, I actually helped him when I think his brother or somebody was broke down, or he was with, and I met him years before I even started hanging out with him. So it was kind of cool. Like I said, I've known this man for many years, and so it's gonna be pretty cool. Um, get on here and maybe tell some old stories. And um, my 20s, I was something else. So people would ask for my stories, and we're going to try to give it to you. Whatever y'all want to hear, again, listen, share, subscribe, whatever y'all want to listen to, talk about. I said I can sit here and ramble all night long. You want me to? Um, I appreciate you again. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you watching. The ones that are going to watch this. Like I said, I'm slowly figuring this stuff out, and I'm gonna give her hell. So I know how to do. But to the next one, like I said, I got another conspiracy theory podcast planned soon. I'm working on the details and just digging, trying to do a little more digging before I put it out there. And then we got uh, I got Brucey B gonna come on here. Uh, we're gonna do we're gonna do another one with Proud and Paranormal. We'll get Serena back on here. Um, and anybody else who wants to get on here, we'll open invite or might night or whatever how you want to say. We can do this thing. Like I said, I'll sit here and talk all night if you let me. So, and peace and chicken grease.